Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video we're going to be talking about a very major winter storm here that's going to be happening in just a few days. Now before we get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Now for today's comment of the day, I want to know, what is your favorite brand of car? This can be a dream car or maybe even a car you have, but let me know what you think your favorite car is in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Let's get right into this video though, and we're going to be talking about this major winter storm. Now this is actually going to be tomorrow by about midday on Friday, April 10th, and you can see that we're going to have some snow up there, up in Canada to the north of Montana, and that's actually what's going to become our major winter storm. Now let's go ahead and move on a frame, and this is going to be towards about the early AM hours, maybe about 12 a.m. on Saturday, April 11th, and we're going to see this dip down into Montana and Wyoming, and we're going to start to see that moderate to heavy snow begin actually for a lot of these regions as well in the deeper blues. Now let's go ahead and move on once more, and this is maybe going to be by about 4 p.m. on Saturday, April 11th or so, and we're going to be dealing with more and more snow here. You can see Idaho, Montana, in through Wyoming, even bits of Utah, Colorado, and Nebraska, and then even South Dakota, all dealing with moderate to heavy snowfall by this point. So the snow is really beginning to spread and our storm is starting to intensify. And we're about to move on where we're going to have to take a wider view so that we can see the Great Plains and portions of the Midwest, where we're going to start to see this snowstorm really begin to intensify, and we're going to see more and more regions start to get more and more snow. Alright, so as you can see, this is actually going to be by about 4 a.m. on Sunday, April 12th, so still the middle of the night. And we can see that that snow has really moved away from Montana and Idaho, and mostly into Wyoming, Utah, Colorado, and then even Nebraska and South Dakota. You can see our low pressure system is pretty far to the south there near Texas and Oklahoma. Now, if you keep up with all of our videos, you'll know that there's a severe weather outbreak coming this weekend as well, and that's actually going to be associated with the same low pressure system that's causing this snowstorm. So this is just one major storm that's going to be causing both of those two things. Now, let's go ahead and move on once more, and you can see that by about, I would say this is probably about 10 a.m., so this is going to be obviously morning time, and we're going to see most of that snow is located still in Wyoming, Nebraska, Colorado, and even Kansas by this point, especially western Kansas, and then now starting to really move into Iowa as well. Very moderate to heavy snow, and honestly, I'm not showing you guys the winds here, but I think there is some potential for blizzard conditions, especially in Kansas, Nebraska, and Colorado, where we're going to have some pretty strong winds. I'm not confident in that enough to really put it out there, but I think that it is possible that some areas will see blizzard conditions at times during this event, just because we're going to have very strong winds. If not, then at least I can say that we will have visibility issues within this moderate area of snowfall because of the wind. Now we're about to move on where we're going to take a zoomed in look at the upper Midwest, because we're going to start to see this one really move into that area. We're going to see a lot of snowfall for Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and even Michigan here coming up. Now this frame is going to be by about 6 p.m. on Sunday, April 12th still. And we can see that that moderate snowfall is still around for Nebraska and Kansas, maybe starting to mix on the very back end of this. Obviously very common for this time of year when a snowstorm occurs for us to have some mixing issues. But there's very potent cold air behind this one. We're starting to see areas in very far northern Missouri, and then even up through Iowa and Wisconsin starting to get some moderate to heavy snowfall, especially there near the borders of Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota there. Central Wisconsin, I would say, is getting the heaviest snowfall by this point, possibly some mixing issues though. Let's go ahead and move on, and this one's going to be by about 2 a.m. on Monday, April 13th, and you can see the low pressure system is actually located in Ohio by this point, is a 984 millibar low pressure system, and we're seeing a lot of that moderate to heavy snowfall for Iowa, even a little bit of Illinois getting some of that, and then Wisconsin, and especially the upper peninsula of Michigan there. Now, look at that cold air behind it. all of those blue lines indicating an area of colder and colder and colder air. So as we move towards North Dakota, very, very cold air is going to be around the area for a lot of these regions. I'm going to actually show you guys the temperatures in a little bit. It's going to get very cold behind this one, and that's that massive cool down and Arctic invasion I've been talking about for maybe about a week now. So we're going to get into that a little bit in just a second. But we are about to move on, and we're going to take a look at kind of the morning time of Monday, April 13th, and we're going to take a look at when that snowfall is really going to begin to intensify for the upper Midwest and portions of the Great Lakes. Now, this is maybe by about, I would say 6 a.m. on Monday, April 13th, and we can see that Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and even still portions of Iowa, and even the lower peninsula there of Michigan getting some snowfall, but really the heaviest of it is located for Wisconsin and then the upper peninsula of Michigan, where we're getting extremely heavy snowfall by this point. Also, notice still very, very cold air back west of our low pressure system, and even to the south of it by this point as well is starting to dip in by about, again, 6 a.m. on Monday, April 13th. Now let's move on here to maybe more of the afternoon hours on Monday, April 13th, and we're still seeing that very, very heavy snowfall for the upper peninsula of Michigan, and now even for the very northern regions of the lower peninsula of Michigan, as we're seeing more and more cold air move in. Some areas in the lower peninsula of Michigan briefly switching over to some lighter to maybe even moderate snowfall that were beforehand seeing rainfall, so we are seeing some more and more areas get some snow here at the very tail end of this one. And then by about 6 p.m. or so on Monday, April 13th, we're seeing things kind of come to an end. Some snow showers still around. Some of those are moderate to heavy for Wisconsin and Michigan, but really it is coming to an end by this point. And then really by the time we're reaching about, this is probably about 6 a.m. on Tuesday, April 14th, it's just snow showers, maybe some lake effect snow with that very, very cold air moving in. But really, it's all said and done. Now, we're about to move on, and we're going to briefly talk about those temperatures and how cold it could be behind this system, and then we're going to get into that total snowfall on multiple models, just showing you guys what they think as far as the total snowfall from this major, major snowstorm. All right, so here's those temperatures, and this is going to be the kind of the low temperatures of Monday into Tuesday, April 13th into April 14th. And we can see widespread teens up there for South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin, even the upper peninsula of Michigan, probably pretty close to teens as well. Very, very potent cold air for this time of year, mid-April, definitely well below normal temperatures. And we're seeing widespread 20s for Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, Nebraska, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, the Dakotas, obviously Minnesota, Wisconsin as well, even down through into portions of Missouri and Kansas, Illinois, and then everywhere in the blue is below freezing. So we're seeing these very, very potent cold temperatures on that day. And also for the southeast, Monday is going to warm up a lot. Remember, we're going to be dealing with some severe weather on Monday. We're having very, very warm temperatures out ahead of this cool down. But then as we reach about the low temperature of maybe Thursday into Friday, here it is. We're seeing 40s for a lot of these regions in the southeast and the deep south. Very, very potent cold air for these areas for this time of year. Obviously, the areas up north, that doesn't seem like much, but for areas in the south, we are not expecting 40s this time of year at all. All right, now let's get into that total snowfall map here. And first things first, we're going to take a look at that GFS model. All you need to know is anywhere in the blue, we're looking at about a dusting to 3 inches of snow. The purple shades, which are very thin, but I do see some of that for Iowa and Wisconsin. That's where we're going to be dealing with a general 3 to 6 inches of snow. And in the pink, we're going to be dealing with 6 to 12 inches of snow. And then in the green, we're going to be dealing with 12 to 24 inches of snow. Some of that is located near Montana and Wyoming. And then also the upper peninsula of Michigan has a lot of that green, probably expecting 1 to 2 feet of snow for those areas as well. Now, as we take a look at the Canadian model, well, it's a little more extreme. We see a lot more of those pinks for the areas in between the Rockies and the upper Midwest. So Nebraska, Iowa, dealing with maybe 6 to 12 inches of snow according to the Canadian model. But really, the one thing they definitely agree on is the upper peninsula of Michigan is definitely going to be dealing with 12 inches plus of snowfall. Very, very major snowstorm for those areas coming up. And then here's your European model, which has 12 to 24 inches of snow for the Upper Peninsula of Michigan as well, even in that little orange dot there, indicating an area of 24 inches plus. So very, very heavy snowfall is expected for a lot of these regions, according to all three of our major models. Now, for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys if it's okay to use steak sauce on a steak, and Matthew Sones said, if a steak is properly prepared, then no sauce is needed, and I can't agree anymore. I think steak sauce is really for those steaks that aren't very good, and it would be really disappointing to see somebody eating something like a filet mignon and dipping it in some A1 sauce. I would just find that so weird, but I know some people that do it, so. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I will see you guys in the next video.